update. We are Sidney, Patterson, and Kaelynn Behrens, and we're going to talk to you about everything that's happened in student life this week. Kaelynn, take it away. It's been a big week.
It has been a big week. So, over the last week, we've announced our homecoming court on September 29th at halftime of the homecoming game against Williamsburg. That's when we're going to announce the 2017 Queen. Members of the court include Sidney Patterson, Cameron Mercer, Alexis Gerwert, Allie Duman, Shayla Brandstetter, and Rachel Wirtz. You can't go wrong there, how about it? Two of the court members are blueprint writers, Sidney and Alexis, so good luck to the ladies.
Last Friday, the Leo Club hosted the very first pep rally in 15 years. By all accounts, it was very successful. All the fall sports teams were recognized, and a group of fall athletes beat a group of the teachers in a 3-2 game of volleyball. Leo Club advisor Mrs. Bartlett said that the club plans to hold 2 more pep rallies, one for winter sports and one for spring sports. There's a photo story of the event on the BA Blueprint.
Last Friday, Rod Tyler, the controller for Thompson's Pharmacy, visited Bella Annis's health classes to talk about personal finance and getting your money in order. That may not sound like a typical health issue discussed in Mr. Loveridge's or Mrs. Nyman's classes, but it is all part of the all-around well-being of BA health classes attempt to promote. You can read all about Mr. Tyler's visit on the Blueprint website.
While you're surfing our site, be sure to read our first news feature on the 10th grade English teacher, Mrs. Cunningham. You may not have known this, but Mrs. Cunningham has the teaching gene in her blood. She's the daughter of a middle school teacher, Mrs. Davis, and her sister, Kristen, is now teaching English at Bellefonte. You can read all about Mrs. Cunningham and her interesting family history on our website.
We're launching a couple of new features on our site. Jenna Bartlett has taken over as our official blogs editor, and she's focusing on personal and spiritual growth in her writing. And yesterday, we unveiled a section called BA History 101, using archived, highlight, and blueprint print copies from last 2 decades. We plan to feature a story from the old school once a week, and this week we're focusing on Homecoming 1994, so go check it out.
Around the district, BA has implemented a new parking policy this year, changing the old rule that allowed seniors first dibs on parking passes for limited spaces in the lot. Now anyone can obtain a pass, and it's first come, first served for spaces in the lot, so you need to get here early. You can check out the story on the site to see how BA seniors feel about the new rule.
Also, the district remodeled its home office over the summer, but the $40,000 tab was well worth it. Read our story and get all the inside information from Superintendent Dr. Tom McEvoy.
Finally, Mr. McNall and the Thon Committee held an assembly just yesterday to spark interest as a Thon-style dance is sponsored by 4 Diamonds to benefit cancer research. The event would take place in the spring. If you are interested, see Mr. McNall or a Thon chairperson. This is definitely an event worth sponsoring, but it's going to take a lot of interest in the BA student body just to make it happen.
Also, in sports this week, the boys soccer team had a big win over Bellefonte Tuesday to jump to the top of the Mountain League standings before losing to 7-1 Bald Eagle area on Wednesday. The boys are now 4-2 and play Hollidaysburg this weekend.
The girls' tennis team now have a pair of wins this week to boost their record to 4-2. Tina Holland remained unbeaten at 6-0 as she chases down another Mountain League MVP and hopefully a district title. Let's go, Tina.
Also, big congratulations to the volleyball team. They picked up 3 wins this week, topping Everett, Claysburg, Kimmel, and Moshannon Valley. The Lady Devils have just 1 loss this season. I guess you could say we put the damsels in distress.
After defeating Everett last week 49-17 to remain undefeated at 4-0, the Blue Devil football team travels to Moshannon Valley for an ICC game tonight. So good luck, boys. That's all that we have for this week, so we'll see you next week. Tune in. Make sure you're reading the website. We post up new stories almost every day. We'll see you then.
See ya!